Hello, welcome to the Bulldog News. I'm Abel.
And I'm Gavin.
The weather this week is pretty cold. It's in the 50s.
I wonder if World War II was cold.
Well, we can find out more from Brian in his day in history.
What's up, guys? I hope Gavin and Abel got to a safe spot. Anyways, this gives me the perfect introduction to my segment called A Day in History. Today, I'm going to be talking about the time the Americans successfully bombed Germany for the first time in World War II. Anyways, enough of this, let's get into it. On January 27th, the 8th Air Force bombers dispatched from their bases in England to fly their first American bombing raid against the Germans. The bombers were targeting the Welsheim fort located in Germany. Of the 64 planes that participated in the raid, only 53 reached their target. Some even managed to shoot down 22 German planes. But sadly, as happens in war, we lost 3 planes in return.
That's it from Brian. I hope you guys learned something. Paige is going to talk about the BioShock franchise and how it's a lesson to humanity. Let's go on.
Crispy pretzel chicken fries at Burger King. Crispy, crunchy pretzel outside.
Hey, am I the only one with an intro? Whatever. Well, welcome back with yours truly, and I need to have a word about BioShock, would you kindly? The game series of a sci-fi underwater utopia gone wrong in a flawed heaven of, direct quote, no gods, no kings, only man. Yet, I firmly believe this game series holds a deep insight to the nature of humanity and how everything perfect can come crashing down. Built by aspiring businessman Andrew Ryan, the city of Rapture, which later had its Gildas status torn down by showing the worst of capitalism, feeding into elitism, and exploiting the lower class. Combining a class division with mental affliction from the lack of sunlight and isolation from the rest of the world, it only took a scientific revelation of the substance of Adam, which allowed, in conjunction with a chemical called Eve, long story short, grants people insane superpowers by splicing their DNA. And with how addictive this substance became, things went instantly downhill, creating horrific mutations in its citizens. Now, it's up to anybody to create their own speculations on this story, but such was my take on the BioShock story. Thanks for coming to my Crust Talk.
The BioShock franchise was pretty interesting, and it kept me entertained. A lot of people nowadays are entertained from TikTok, and that's a big segment. So Sienna, Sky, and Patrick will let you know more about the TikTok.
2, 3. What's up, Sienna? Oh, that's on fire!
What's up, Bulldogs? I'm Sienna.
I'm Patrick.
And I'm Skyly.
And today we're going to be showing you guys what to do if TikTok gets banned.
Again! Some things that you can do is go ahead and touch some grass and reconnect with nature. Thing you can do, sit down and read a book.
What you can also do is go to the gym, go work out.
I could have done maybe 4, 5, 20 more. But, I just wanted you to feel good about yourself. So I let him win.
Drop it to the flow, drop it to the flow, then. Now lean, then. Turn around, then. Turn around, then. Now wiggle, 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 wiggle. Play daylight. Then. Strike a pose like.
Maybe instead of everyone just being on their phones, watching TikTok, maybe you guys could go out with your friends and enjoy life to its fullest. Luckily, Tony and Cameron will let you know more on the Hesperia Hotspots.
Hey, what's going on, Bulldogs? I'm Tony Hernandez, and today we're talking about some local hotspots here in Hesperia, California. Do you like fishing? Well, I suggest you go to Hesperia Lake, as it is now trout season. If you don't like fishing, it's still a nice place to have a picnic or just hang out with your friends. Another great spot to hang out is the zoo. They have lions, tigers, and camels. You can get a safari guided tour for just $20 a person. The last place I recommend you guys check out is Not an Arcade. It's a great spot to hang out with your friends, and they host local gaming tournaments every weekend. So if you're a gamer, make sure you're there. All right, Bulldogs, well, that's all I got for you today. Have a great day. Now back to your anchors.
I wonder if any of these local hotspots have any microplastics. Let's go to Anthony so he can tell us the impact of microplastics.
Hello, Bulldogs. It's Anthony, and today I will be covering the topic of microplastics. You may have heard the term recycle. You yourself may recycle. But did you know some recycling facilities actually produce microplastics? Specifically 10 micrometers, which is environmentally relevant. These microplastics originate from clothes, larger plastic products, and micropellets in health and beauty products. These microplastics end up contaminating not only our food where it's grown, but also our oceans. This in turn not only affects our human health, but it also affects the ocean's health, as in fish. Sadly, factories across the world produce an average of 350 million tons, or aka metric tons, and according to recent studies, about 1 to 2 million of that end up in our ocean. If you want to help fight against it, you can try reducing your use of plastic products, reuse or donate old clothes instead of just throwing them away, spread awareness, and overall just avoid plastic products like water bottles. I know it seems crazy, but drinking out of water bottles is not that good for you. Because of the microplastics in it, it ends up affecting specifically male reproductive systems. My sources for all this info are from ourworldindata.org, ucsf.edu, and the National Ocean Service. Thank you for listening, and I hope that maybe I taught you something new. Anyways, on to the next segment.
For Black History Month, Kiati and Kenya will tell us about some notable figures.
Are we matchy?
Looks like you caught us on Twin Day.
Anyways, hey guys, welcome to the K Corner with Kanati
and Kenya.
And today, we're going to be talking about Black historical figures for the upcoming Black History Month.
But what is Black History Month?
That's a great question, Kenya. Black History Month was created to recognize the contributions made by Black Americans in the United States. So without further ado, let's get started. For my first Black American, I'm going to talk about an artist named Jean-Michel Basquiat. Basquiat was an artist who rose to success in the 1980s during the Neo-Expression movement, a movement that rejected minimalism and accepted mythology, memory, and narrative. Basquiat's art focused on divisions such as integration versus segregation and inner and outer experiences. He expressed his art through poetry, drawing, painting, married text and image, abstraction, figuration, and historical information mixed with contemporary critique. He used social commentary in his paintings as a tool for introspection and for identifying with his experiences in the Black community, as well as attacks on power structures and systems of racism.
My first African American that I'm going to be talking about is Shirley Chisholm. She was the first African American woman in Congress, and she made an impact by introducing more than 50 pieces of legislation that championed racial, gender equality, the poor, and ending the war in Vietnam. Today, Chisholm is remembered as the first Black woman elected in Congress and the first to seek a major party's presidential nomination. Well, that's all we have today.
Till then, from the K Corner, now back to the anchors.
Luckily for you guys, you'll know what sporting events to attend because Memo will tell you more about the sports coming up this week.
All right, good morning, Bulldogs. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the sports we got going on next week. The first one, we got varsity boys and JV boys. JV's kickoff starts at 3 o'clock at Sultana on the 28th, and varsity starts at 4:30 at Sultana too. For on Thursday, varsity and JV boys got Burroughs away. For varsity basketball on the 28th, they got Sultana too. Basketball plays them on the 28th at 6 o'clock. And on Thursday, Oak plays Burroughs at 6 o'clock, varsity. And for the girls, we got JV girls playing Sultana at 3 o'clock. And varsity girls will be playing Sultana at 4:30, both at home. And for Burroughs, they're going to be playing home again on the 30th at 3 o'clock, and varsity will be playing at 4:30. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right, unfortunately, that's it for this Bulldog News. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.